It's Tommy Topdecker back in the house once again with another video just for you. And today, folks, I am here with part 2 of my 3-part series of diversity, equity, and inclusion in Magic the Gathering. Last time, folks, I talked about diversity, specifically how Wizards of the Coast has failed the community with diversity. And I talked about how they can fix things. Well, now, folks, I'm talking about equity. And I have these 3 cards in front of me to talk about equity. Because, folks, you may notice these 3 cards: Gauntlet of Might, Fast Bond, and Recurring Nightmare. These 3 cards have gone up big time in the past 5, 10. In the case of Recurring Nightmare, it's gone up big time in the past few months. So if you were a buyer of these cards anytime in the past 5, 10 years, you've made tons of equity. So in my example, folks, this Gauntlet of Might, I purchased it maybe 5 years ago, let's say, probably about $40. Now it's probably worth $600. So folks, I made more than $500 of equity right here. This Beta Fast Bond right here, I probably spent $20, $30 for it, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. I could probably sell it for about $500. So, folks, that's another $450 in equity. And Recurring Nightmare, folks, this has gone up big time in the last few months. I think I paid $3 or $4 for it. I got a few of them. And, now it's probably like $60, $70. So, that's like $60 equity. That's a good return. And you know what, folks? And I just bring up these 3 cards. Nothing special. They're just cards that went up lately and cards I had laying around. So, you know what, folks? You might say that the reserve list is going up big time. So you know what? There's no equity problem here, right? Because if you own the reserve list and you bought like more than a week ago, you got tons of equity already, right? Well, that's wrong, folks. Because for these cards, these are the winner cards. They're winners and they're losers, all right? And you know what? I'm in the 1%. I'm the alpha male. I'm one of the top YouTubers in the country. I have, all the money. I have all the fame. I have the good looks. I have everything. I'm a winner. But you know what, folks? There are reserve list cards that are failures. And you know what? I bet some of you folks who are watching this video right now have some of these loser cards, like Heart Wolf. That's a reserve list card that's probably worth like 25 cents. Right now, it's probably worth 25 cents 10 years ago. If you have a basement full of Heart Wolves, you didn't make anything. Mammoth Hardness, that's like, I don't know what it's worth, probably close to 0, all right? So, if you stocked up on Mammoth Harnesses waiting for big returns, guess what, folks? You have 0 equity. Same with Zelon Sword. You know what? 0 equity right there. And Hammered Shaman and Acacian Skirmishers. And these are other ones. There are other cards, folks, that are going nowhere. These cards are going nowhere. If you bought them, you're going nowhere. You're basically a loser. And it's just not fair. It's not fair that winners like me make so much money while losers like maybe you, have all these reserve list cards that are going nowhere. So you know what, folks? What Wizards of the Coast needs to do. What Wizards of the Coast needs to do is take a stand for equity and make sure that all reserve list cards have good equity. And the way they can do that, folks, the way they can drive up the price of all reserve list cards, even these loser cards, is by doing buybacks. So you may ask, what is a buyback, folks? Well, buybacks are actually pretty common in the sports card industry. I'm going to give you an example right here. This is a Cal Ripken Jr. baseball card. And this original card is from 1989. It is 1989 Bowman. So this card's about, 31 years old. But in fact, this card was pulled out of a pack of 2019 Bowman. So what Bowman did, what Topps did, Topps makes Bowman cards, so what they did was they went on the open market and they bought a bunch of Cal Ripken Jr. cards from 1989 Bowman. Maybe they got them on eBay, maybe they went to a dealer, but they got a bunch of cards, of these 30-year-old cards, and they went to Cal Ripken and said, Cal Ripken, please sign these cards for us. So Cal Ripken went ahead and signed them all 50 of them. And then they took the stamp here. They put the special stamp individually numbered. This is number 50 out of 50. They're all individually numbered. So that's a cool feature. And they put this other stamp here. It says Bowman Autograph 2019. And they put that stamp on there. They put the 50-50 stamp. They got the signature. And they take this and they put it in a pack of 2019 Bowman. So it's great, folks. So someone opens a pack of 2019 Bowman. Boom. And what do they get in there? They get the Cal Ripken Jr. 30-year-old cards. They're like, wow, that's amazing. And this works on many levels. First of all, if you happen to open a new pack and you get this buyback card, you're thrilled with it, right? And if you happen to be holding a bunch of old Cal Ripken cards, you're still thrilled with it because, Topps just took 50 cards off the market, right? So, that's what Wizards got to do. If Wizards is serious about increasing equity, what they can do, folks, they can go out, buy maybe 500 Mammoth Harnesses, go track down Melissa Benson, say, Melissa, sign this for us, stamp like some special stamp on here, maybe hologram, and throw them in new packs. Throw them in packs of Magic 2022 or whatever. People can open that and be like, wow, I got an old card in here. It's signed by Melissa Benson. Maybe Mammoth Harness signed by Melissa Benson, buyback special hologram edition. might be worth like $5-10, you know? That's a really nice thing for buyers of new packs. And you know what? People who hold the old cards, they're going to be thrilled too. Because, like I said, you take 500 cards off the market, the old cards are going to go up. So you know what? What Wizards needs to do? Wizards needs to recognize that they've created a problem by increasing the equity of old cards, of certain reserve list old cards, but not other reserve list cards. Wizards of the Coast needs to go make a list of all the old reserve list cards that have no equity. All the reserve list cards like the ones in my hand that are almost worthless. They should go buy up a bunch of them, get them autographed, and you know what? In some cases, you know, the artist, Amy Weber, I don't know. Amy's definitely still alive, but some artists, I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're not alive anymore. Maybe they don't want to sign cards. That's okay, you know. You can just get Richard Garfield to sign them. Even me, folks. I'll even sign these cards if they want me to sign them. You know, I'm gonna charge a bit, but I'll sign them, folks, if they really want me to. So what they do is you sign them, stamp them, boom, throw them in new packs, and make them inserts. You know, it's a good deal for everybody. Everybody wins in that case. The new folks win. The old folks win. There's equity, and you know what, folks? You can't have diversity and inclusion without equity. That's why equity is so important. So you know what? Wizards, I hope you're watching this video. I hope you got some ideas about how to increase the equity of these almost worthless reserve list cards, because we need to bring up the whole reserve list. You know, we cannot just have a few cards on the reserve list that are worth a lot of money. We got to make sure all the reserve list cards are worth money, and the way we're going to do that, folks, is with buybacks. So you know what? I hope you learned something in this video, folks. I hope you understand why Wizards need to do a better job on equity, and now we know how Wizards can do a better job on equity. Now it's up to Wizards, folks. Wizards got to execute. All they got to do is execute my plan, folks, and they will have tons of equity on the reserve list. So, folks, it's been Tommy Topdecker talking about the equity of the reserve list, and I'm out.